Just about ready for tip-off from New Philadelphia High School. The Dover Tornadoes tonight is starting five of Tyler Keith, a 6-foot senior at 2.5 points and 2.5 rebounds. Ian Drapcho, a 6'1 senior, 4 points and 3 boards. Kyle Dummermuth, a 6'2 senior at 5.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3 assists and 2 steals. Marcus Mammarella, a 5'11 senior at 13 points and 4 boards. And rounding it out, the leading scorer, Anthony Monaco, a 6'3 junior, 19.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and 1.5 steals per game. For the New Philadelphia Quakers, they'll go with 6'4 senior John Stevenson. Stevenson at 14 points and 8 rebounds. Logan Kimball, a 5'10 junior at 7 points and 5.5 rebounds. David Lawrence at 7.5 points per game. He is a 5'10 senior. Cody Cox, a 5'10 senior at 12 points, 2 boards, and 2.5 assists per game. And rounding it out for the New Philadelphia Quakers in their starting five, as we wait for that final player to be announced, will be Michael Bozzoli, 6'2 junior, 3 points and 3 rebounds. So they take up the starting lineup again tonight. The Quakers going with something a bit different than they had on senior night, as that was taken care of against the Carrollton Warriors on Saturday.
Well, it's nice to see that the Dover student section has now put down the newspapers. That's something that's a tradition that's gone on for as long as I can remember. Back when I was in high school, we used to do the same thing when the opposing starters were introduced. Get the newspapers and act like you're just simply ignoring them. I tell you what, I was just going to say that we got a really nice crowd here tonight. Dover student section, as always, well represented. Quakers all out in red tonight. Who knows? Maybe we got a really good one in store for us.
A lot of fans here to see it. Quakers want to see an upset. Dover fans want to keep the winning going. Just 2 losses this regular season. And there goes all of the dust into the air, the magic dust. Let's hope the breeze doesn't blow it out onto the floor.
Yeah.
It looks pretty neat.
Yeah, actually does look pretty cool.
Good idea by the student section of the Quakers.
Very LeBron-like.
Kind of looks like it does outside, to be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty foggy out.
It is. It's a bit foggy outside. Ready to jump things up, John Stevenson and Anthony Monaco. Monaco gets the opening tip to Kyle Dummermuth. Dummermuth across the timeline. Sets up the offense for the Tornadoes. Keith on the right wing, right of the lane. Mammarella up over the hoop. Gets his own rebound. Tries it again. Misses it. Rebound inside to Michael Bozzoli. Well, Mammarella won't go perfect in the first half tonight. He was 9 for 9 in the first game against the Quakers.
Yeah, nice job of defense by the Quakers. John Stevenson avoiding the foul. Just basically stayed vertical.
Logan Kimball to Michael Bozzoli on the right side to Cody Cox. Cox up top to David Lawrence. Lawrence on the left wing. Gives to Bozzoli. Bozzoli takes it left side of the lane against Mammarella. Spins into the paint. Puts the shot up and in. Tough move against good defense from Marcus Mammarella by Michael Bozzoli.
Excellent defense by Marcus Mammarella, but Bozzoli being 6'2", simply went over top of him. Little jump shot. Marcus basically stood still. Couldn't do anything about it.
Tyler Keith on the right side for the Tornadoes. Throws it up top to Drapcho. Drapcho left side to Monaco. Thought about the 3. Will fire it away. No. Short of the mark. Rebound, Drapcho up and in. Ian Drapcho, the basket. 2-2 tie on the putback.
Well, the Quakers are obviously going to be so focused on trying to stop Mammarella and Monaco that there are going to be a lot of guys that they simply forget about.
Well, you can smell the magic dust. A little like baby powder, I think.
It's it's powder. It's baby fresh.
Inside the 3-point arc is Cody Cox on the right side to Kimball. Kimball off to Lawrence again, backs it out and gives to Stevenson. Stevenson goes to the free throw line, pulls up for a tough shot. Dummermuth a partial block and rebound to Anthony Monaco. Maybe an ill-advised shot there by Stevenson. Didn't have a real good look at it, and Dummermuth was there with good defense.
Oh, he was there with really good defense. Right up in his grill and got a piece of the ball. Not a very good shot there by John Stevenson.
Top of the arc, Tyler Keith on the left wing for the Dover Tornadoes. Looks into the post. On the baseline, Mammarella back to Keith. Thought about the 3, didn't. Gives it over to Monaco. Monaco backs it out to the circle. 2 minutes off the clock in the first period. A game tied at 2. Monaco shimmies left side of the lane. Puts a shot off the glass. No good. Decent defense by Logan Kimball. Pretty good defender for the Quakers. Rebound went to Stevenson. Lawrence brings it up.
Obviously, he's going to have his work cut out for him guarding perhaps one of the best players in the area in Mr. Monaco.
Kimball on the right side of the floor will get it out to Stevenson. Stevenson to Cox on the left side. Up to Lawrence. Middle of the floor. Lawrence looking. Watching the offense off the ball. Lawrence dribbles left side of the lane down the paint. A foul called on the floor. Nice take by David Lawrence.
Real nice take. Too bad they didn't give the NBA continuation there.
And the Quakers will inbound from the baseline. It will be David Lawrence.
I can finally see the entire floor now. The dust is cleared.
On the left side, close to the wing, is Cody Cox. Cox over on the right side to Lawrence. Lawrence on the wing, right side of the lane. Puts a shot off the glass and in. David Lawrence for the Quakers. Nice look again.
Boy, nice little floater with the kiss off the glass.
The floater. 5:11 to go in the first. Basketball in the hands of the Tornadoes. On the right side toward the baseline. Up top of the arc, Monaco fires the three. Good! Monaco! Three-pointer. Tornadoes take the lead back at 5-4.
Well, if he gets a good look, and all he really needs is like about a second, and it's going up.
In the right corner is Kimball. Kimball up top to Lawrence. Lawrence left side to Bazzoli. Bazzoli on the wing. Puts it on the floor. Top of the arc inside the three-point line to Lawrence. Lawrence thought about firing it. Gives it to Kimball. Left side Stevenson. Stevenson goes baseline. Backs it out on the baseline towards the corner. Gives to Bazzoli. Quakers being patient so far on the offensive end, other than the one shot by Stevenson. Stevenson on the left wing, brings it around top of the arc, gives to Kimball. Kimball finds the seam of the defense, loses the ball. They're on the floor, and Japcho will get the steal. Had an opening in the defense, but he lost control of the basketball. 5-4 Dover lead with the ball. Monaco, top of the arc, crosses over, gives it right side to Dumermuth. About halfway through this first period already. One foul call was on the Tornadoes. Top of the arc, Monaco. Monaco, right side to Mamarella. Mamarella looks right at the lane. Keith was there, didn't give it to him. Near the key, right side Keith fires a 16-footer and hits. Tyler Keith. A rare basket for him this season. Keith averaging just 2.5 points per game. He's almost there.
Well, it's so unusual to see anybody on the team besides Monaco and Mamarella shoot that you really don't know what they're capable of doing.
7-4 lead for the Dover Tornadoes on the right side. Cody Cox up top to Bazzoli. Bazzoli on the left side to Kimball. A couple of players will be back next year. Left to the lane, Bazzoli off the glass. Threw it too hard. Rebound, Monaco. What a good look for Bazzoli. Just couldn't knock it down.
Real good look. Just too strong off the backboard.
Kind of had a tough angle to bank it, really.
Yeah.
Across the timeline, Monaco on the left side to Dumermuth. 3:16 and counting. Up to Drapcho. Drapcho looking inside. On the right side, they go to Keith into the post. Bazzoli knocks it away. Taking it to the hoop is Dumermuth, who puts it up and in. Bazzoli tried to overplay to get a steal, and that gave the Tornadoes a good look right of the lane. Tornadoes mixing it up well in the offensive end. A 30-second timeout by the Quakers.
I like what the Tornadoes are doing so far, Adam. Using a lot, all 5 players on the floor now, very much involved in the offense. The only one who hasn't scored is Marcus Mamarella, and you know that's going to happen soon. He'll get a garbage basket or an open 15-foot look. But yeah, nice job by the Tornadoes of moving the ball around, spreading the wealth early in the contest. Normally it's a lot of Anthony Monaco and a little bit of his counterparts, but so far, nice job of spreading the wealth.
3:03 to go, first period from New Philadelphia High School. The Quakers trailing the Tornadoes 9-4. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock on AM 1540. You can get it online if you're not close enough to Urixville. Stream it online at WBTClive.com, or as you like to say sometimes, WBTClive.com. And we'll stream the game for you. Indian Valley and Philo tomorrow night in tournament action at Coshocton. 6 o'clock game time on 1540.
From the Wigwam.
On the left side, Kimball up top of the arc, looking on the right. We'll give to Cody Cox. 2:50 to go in the first period. Dover up by 5 points. Cox backs it out on the right side, looking. Gives it on the sideline to Bazzoli. Bazzoli steps inside the arc and gives to Lawrence on the left wing. Top of the arc. Here's Stevenson. Stevenson goes left to the lane. Outside to Lawrence. Thought about the three. Goes into the lane again. Up fake. Shoots. On the rim. No. Rebound inside. Foul on Lawrence. Came in trying to get his own board. Lawrence had another good look at this basket. This time he couldn't knock it down. His first foul.
Yeah, frustration foul right there by Lawrence as he missed the shot. Went after it. Good aggressive move, but a little too aggressive.
Tornado ball with a 9-4 lead. They look to extend. Get into double digits now. Monaco top of the arc, right side of the lane. Pulls up for a jumper and hits it.
Wow.
Pulls up on a dime. And he did so very well there, 11-4 lead.
Silky smooth. I tell you what, he's just I'm going to use a ESPN line. He's just as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Strapcho with a near steal, but couldn't save it on the sideline, and the Quakers will bring in Jordan DiMatteo and Zach Denham. DiMatteo, 6'3 senior, 5 points, 5 boards. Denham, 6'2 senior, 2 points, 2 boards. And they replace Logan Kemble and Michael Bozzoli. Coach Phil Tedrick talking to Kemble as well as Bozzoli on the sideline before they go back into the ball game.
Quakers need to find a way to get the ball either into the hands of John Stevenson or Cody Cox.
Cody Cox puts one up, no good. Rebound, Strapcho on the baseline. Strapcho off to Monaco. Monaco will bring it back the other way. Cody Cox trailing him. Monaco brings it top of the arc. Quakers in a man-to-man defense. So are the Tornadoes, of course. On the left side, Mammarella looks up top, gives to Dumermuth. On the right side to Strapcho. Strapcho to Monaco, right sideline. Denham up in his drill. Monaco brings it around the defense, top of the arc to Mammarella. Right side again to Strapcho. Looking for Monaco in the post. They couldn't go that way. Back outside to Dumermuth. On to the left baseline. Back to Monaco. Left to the lane. He tries a shot, and as he does, a foul is called, and going to the line will be Anthony Monaco.
Well, Zach Denham was chasing him as best he could, but he was fighting through a couple of screens. Tornadoes doing a great job of getting Monaco a little more open by setting a few screens, and Monaco was open, drove the lane. Denham was still trailing, grabbed a hold of him, basically.
Monaco puts the free throw up and knocks it down. Monaco already starting to heat up now, middle of the first period on. 6 points, make it 7. As Monaco, the 84%er, knocks down a pair. It's 13-4. Quakers already in a bit of trouble early.
Yeah, they need a basket here quick to stop the bleeding and get a little momentum going back in their favor.
Denham on the right side of the floor. We'll put it on the ground with a bounce. Dribbles between the legs, top of the arc on the right side to Lawrence. Lawrence brings it out towards the circle. Minute 4 to go in the first. Coach Tedrick yelling out the play from the sideline.
Quakers look like they're standing around, Adam.
Lawrence brings it toward the top of the arc on the left side to Stevenson. Stevenson dribbles on the left wing. Over to Cody Cox. Double team comes. Cox down the lane. Puts a shot off the rim. No good. Rebound up and in. DiMatteo, right place, right time. 13-6. As the Quakers cut the deficit to 7.
That was your typical Marcus Mammarella basket right there, off a rebound on stick back.
30 seconds and counting. First period. On the left side, Tyler Keith. Keith in front of the center circle. Gives it to Mammarella. Monaco now on the right wing. Around the Mammarella screen. Monaco left side of the floor, nearly travels, gets it off to Strapcho, and now to Kyle Dumermuth. 15 seconds left in the first, so look for the final shot. The Tornadoes up by 7, 13-6. Monaco to the free throw line. Down the lane, puts it up. No, short of the mark. Rebound to David Lawrence. Time for the Quakers, 4 seconds. Down the floor, left wing, Cody Cox. 1 second, and he's going to let the clock run out. Not very good court awareness by Cody Cox as he did not get a shot off at the buzzer. We go to the second period. The Tornadoes 13, the Quakers 6 on the light. 95.9 WNPQ. Ready for the second period of play from New Philadelphia High School. The Tornadoes leading 13-6 over the Quakers. Stewie Barron into the ball game for New Philadelphia to run the point. He is the one sub that they bring in for this second period. Team played well when he was on the floor at the early stage of the senior night against Carrollton on Saturday night. DiMatteo throws it left side and stolen away by Tyler Keith, and then a foul on Cody Cox because Keith was going to have an easy layup. Coach Tedrick wanting Cox to come to the ball too.
Yeah, not a good pass, and it's kind of a combination. Ill-advised pass, and the receiver of the pass needs to help by coming to the ball.
On the right side, Mammarella over to Dumermuth on the left wing. Dumermuth looks into the post, right of the lane, overthrows Strapcho, goes out of bounds, and a rare Dover turnover gives it back to the Quakers.
Just the first turnover by the Tornadoes. They were turnover-free in the first period.
Quakers to bring it up. On the dribble of Joey Barron. 7:25 to go first half, of 13-6. Lead for the Tornadoes. Their biggest lead has been 9. Stevenson at the right elbow. Stevenson turns, dribbles out towards the three-point line. Right side of the paint, puts a shot off the glass, no good. Rebound Kyle Dumermuth. Tornadoes doing a good job on Stevenson right now. He has not had a good look at the hoop yet.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Kyle Dumermuth is really frustrating him.
On the left side, one of the subs for Dover, Colton Zonner. 6'1" junior, 3.5 points, 4 rebounds, a Groucho jumper, and an offensive foul on the Tornadoes off the ball.
Well, it looks like they may get Marcus Mammarella with a little moving screen, perhaps.
And it is. So the first foul on Mammarella will be the second on the Dover Tornadoes. 3 team fouls on the Quakers so far. 6:45 to go in the first half of play from New Philadelphia. Lawrence off to Stevenson. In the key, Stevenson to Barron on the right wing. Over to Lawrence on the right sideline. Lawrence putting it on the floor, going right of the lane, backing it out. Lawrence picks up the bounce, hands it off to Barron. Then he sets the screen. Barron on the right wing. Here's DiMatteo. Toward the right corner, DiMatteo. Skip pass, left wing. Lawrence, 3 in the air. No good. On top of the basket. On the backboard and out of bounds, and the Tornadoes get it back. Not a bad look for Lawrence.
No, not at all. It was a very good look. He had time. He set his feet, squared his body up. Just couldn't hit it. Bounced high off the rim, then over on top of the backboard.
Ian Alexander checks in for the Tornadoes. Monaco also has come back into the ball game.
I think he's earned himself quite a bit of extra playing time here as of late for Coach Von Kennel, being Ian Alexander, that is.
He's played at times sporadically through the season a decent amount. 13-6. Close to the right elbow on the wing. Monaco right sideline 3 up. No good. Rebound fought for. Zahner with it. Zahner, an offensive board for the Dover Tornadoes. Over 2 minutes gone in this second period. On the left side, Colton Zahner.
Do you think that air bowl chant is really phasing Anthony Monaco?
No, he's ready to fire again.
Of course he is.
Zahner on the left sideline. Off to Mammarella in the post. Turns against Stevenson. Stevenson stayed down. Good defense. Shot is missed, and Stevenson with the rebound. Well, they have kept Mammarella quiet so far. Monaco got off to a bit of a hot start. Down the lane. Stevenson's jumper just grazes the iron. A fight for it on the floor. Look at Stevenson come in to grab it away. Jump ball. Dover will get it.
Now, you got to love that hustle right there by John Stevenson. Basically, at the top of the key, sprinting and then diving on the floor for the loose ball. Great effort, but the ball goes to the Quakers.
13-6 lead.
Tornadoes, I'm sorry.
That's all right. You only make 3 or 4 of those a night. It's a good night for you.
Yeah, that should be all right.
7-point lead for the Tornadoes. They have it top of the arc on the right side to Mammarella. Mammarella on the floor with a bounce on the wing. Throws it over to Alexander. Top of the arc. Keith goes right side of the lane and travels. And they're going to foul. Call a Quaker foul. And the Tornadoes will inbound with a 7-point lead. The Quaker foul, their 4th as a team, and the 2nd on Lawrence. A jumper no good for Monaco. Rebound DiMatteo had it taken away. Alexander with it. Up top to Keith. Another opportunity for the Tornadoes. Monaco down the lane. Denham, too much defense. He did shove Monaco that time as he came across the free throw line. 5 minutes to go in the second.
Yeah, he certainly did there. Yeah, they're going to do whatever they can to try and get into Anthony Monaco. Like the game that, you weren't there. It was Ombre and myself when John Glenn played Dover at the Dover Gymnasium. They were very, very physical, and it really didn't do much. I mean, they tried to take him out of his game. They kept his numbers down, but he still played fairly decent.
On the right side, Monaco. Monaco on the wing, backs it out. 4:50 left in the second as the Quaker student section chants air ball. Monaco loses it. Mammarella picks it up on the wing. Off to Keith. Keith towards the corner, back out to Mammarella. Zahner, Monaco left side, goes toward the baseline, pulls up for a tough 2, rim no good. Rebound, John Stevenson had it taken away. Dover Tornadoes, Ian Alexander with another reach in there to grab it away. Alexander in the post on the left baseline, out to Monaco, 4:20 and counting. Monaco around the Mammarella screen, knocked away by Barron. Tornadoes lose control of the basketball, saving it, fight for it on the baseline, and a foul's going to be called on Denham, and he's livid.
Wow, that's 3 on Zach Denham in the very limited time he's been on the floor. So
Denham coming off to the side. They have just 2 marked up on the scoreboard. Now they put the 3rd up.
Yeah.
Just a little bit slow with it. Logan Kemble in replacing Denham.
So they're trying to play physical. I don't know where this style of play came from. I don't know if it's very Quaker-like.
4:13 to go in the second period. 13-6 the score. On the left side is Zahner. Zahner up top on the right side to Keith. Keith takes it near the top of the arc. Couple of steps beyond the three-point line on the right side, going toward the baseline. Into the lane is Zahner, and how about the take by Colton Zahner?
What a nice, strong move by Colton Zahner, not being denied.
First score of the second period?
Yes, it is.
Wow. We went over halfway through without a basket. Now DiMatteo lights one up from the baseline. 15-8. Bucket's coming in a hurry now.
Yeah.
3:35 to go in the second period, and the Tornadoes have the basketball. Into the forecourt, Monaco. Monaco on the right side to Zahner. Zahner around the screen, takes it near the top of the arc to Alexander, passes it over to Monaco, who has it on the sideline. Monaco double teamed by the Quakers, falls to the floor on the baseline, and Monaco's out of bounds with a foot, and the Tornadoes have turned it over again. Credit the Quakers defense in this period with forcing some turnovers by the Tornadoes.
Getting very, very aggressive. They're getting very scrappy, and it might be taking Dover a little bit out of their game. Anthony Monaco looks like he's getting a little frustrated at this point. Quakers, what they need to do is limit the Tornadoes to one and done down on their end. They're giving them too many opportunities at the offensive end.
On the left side, as Stevenson goes left to the lane. Tough shot. Glass rim, no good. Rebound. They're going to give it to the Tornadoes. Last touch by the Quakers trying to rebound it.
Yeah, once again, John Stevenson driving the lane with a little leaner
that
there.
Might have been his best look that he's had, and it still wasn't a high percentage shot.
Yeah, right now he can't get anything to fall.
2:55 to go. The Tornadoes nearly turn it over. Good hustle there by Logan Kemble to play the passing lane. It's going to be a scrapper tonight. If the Quakers could get anything going on the offensive end, we might be in for an excellent tight ball game.
That's the thing right there. They need some offense.
Zahner backs it out on the left wing. Out to Dumermuth. Dumermuth in front of the circle towards the right side of the floor. Throws a pass, knocked away and out of bounds again by the Quakers. There's the hustle from Michael Bozzoli. You can't say the Quakers didn't bring their A game defensively.
Oh, they're trying everything they can do defensively just to keep Dover out of a rhythm.
Monaco out in front of the circle. Even Monaco, who had several points in that first period, has struggled from the floor percentage-wise. Near the top of the arc, Mammarella, right side of Monaco. Monaco backs it out, gives it over to Mammarella. Mammarella, a jumper goes up and in. Marcus stepping out on the perimeter and knocking down a shot. 17-8. The lead back up to 9.
Boy, nice little 18-foot baseline jumper there. Good look.
Cody Cox through the circle. Crossing over, top of the arc, spin move. Down the lane, off to Kimball. Kimball, top side to Bozzoli. Bozzoli, off to Cody Cox. Fires away at a three. 17-11, the 9-point lead, touches 6, Tornado ball.
Well, the Quakers need some looks like that. Get Cody Cox a few more looks like that. That could spread the defense out a little bit, get John Stevenson more involved.
Monaco to Mammarella. Mammarella out to Zahner. Minute 50 to go in the half. Zahner stops at the free throw line to Alexander. Alexander throws a pass. DiMatteo with the steal. A lot of turnovers by the Tornadoes, something we hardly ever see.
Great defense by the Quakers so far this period. Very impressive.
Cody Cox brings it up across the timeline. Cox standing in the circle. In front of the circle now, calling out the play. 90 seconds to go in the second period. Cody Cox spin move at the free throw line. Mammarella there defensively. Out to DiMatteo. On the wing, DiMatteo looks inside, has it knocked away by Alexander, gets around him, goes into the lane, lays it up and in. Jordan DiMatteo in some of his best minutes of the season right here in the second quarter.
The best thing about what I'm seeing in Jordan DiMatteo right now is he's playing under control. Great recognition. Dover player went for the steal. He had an open lane to the basket, went strong.
Monaco top of the arc, off to Mammarella. Mammarella, Dumermuth. Right in the lane, Alexander turns, blocked by DiMatteo, and a foul is called. As DiMatteo had a pretty good look at a clean block on Alexander, but Alexander was smart. He fell to the floor, and he'll go to the line for 2.
That was a tough call there. You got to feel for Jordan DiMatteo on that particular play. He thought he got all ball. A lot of the Quaker fans thought he got all ball. But he and Alexander, credit him, as you said, good job of acting by falling to the floor.
67% at the line is Ian Alexander. Shooting 2 here. He puts it up. No good. 17-13 the score with 58 seconds to go in the first half of play. Coach Phil Tidrick working one of the officials about the foul call.
Well, you know, these two coaches here, Coach Tidrick, Coach Von Kennel, they're going to get their say throughout the evening.
Alexander again puts the shot up, and then he splits the pair. It's a 5-point lead at 18-13. Into the game comes Strapchob. Out of the game goes Alexander.
You got to like the minutes that he gives Coach Von Kennel, Ian Alexander, that is.
Plays decent defense and can rebound.
Mm-hmm.
Made a mistake on this end when he let DiMatteo go to the hoop. He overplayed a little bit.
Right.
Bizzoli on the left wing, drags his pivot foot, looks left side, gives to DiMatteo. DiMatteo looks into the lane, out to Bizzoli. Bizzoli, top of the arc, Monaco there. Bizzoli scoops it up and in. Michael Bizzoli in his junior season for the Quakers says, I'll be coming back next season. This is some of what you'll see 1 year from now for the Quakers, and it's a 3-point game at 18-15.
That was a sweet move by Bizzoli.
On the left side of the floor is Monaco. 24 seconds and counting. Monaco out toward the circle. Guarded by Kimball. Kimball's done a nice job on him in the first half. Now Monaco gets around him, but he backed it back out to the timeline. 14 seconds left, second period. Monaco behind the back dribble. Into the lane. DiMatteo takes a charge out of bounds. The Quakers will get it. DiMatteo there to take the charge. The officials just don't blow the whistle. Let it go out of bounds. It's last touch by Monaco.
I don't know if that's a no call, Adam. I mean, there has to be something there. That's either a block or a charge. Fortunately for the Quakers, it wasn't a block. Unfortunately for the Tornadoes, well, I don't know.
They lose the ball.
Yeah, they lose the ball.
Quakers get the basketball. 8 seconds to go, second period. They can tie it up on this possession. Cox, top of the arc, steps back for three. On the rim, no. Stevenson tipped, no. It falls behind him, and we played one half of play in New Philadelphia. The Quakers trailed by 9 points twice in the half. However, they came back. They trailed by 3 in a low-scoring game at New 18-15 advantage at the half for the Dover Tornadoes. Upcoming games on Tuscarawas Broadcasting tomorrow night, 6 o'clock on AM 1540. And you can hear it online at WBTClive.com. Indian Valley against Philo in tournament basketball from Coshocton. Game time again, 6 o'clock. Wednesday night, back here on the Light 95.9. Doubleheader, 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Garraway versus Harrison Central in tournament basketball at 6. And then at 8 o'clock, Tusky Valley, the girls, very good team in our area this season, playing in tournament basketball at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night at Dover. That game can be heard as well in that doubleheader here on the Light. Then on Thursday night, we see New Philadelphia again. It's against Claymont at Coshocton in tournament basketball at 8 o'clock on the Light 95.9. And then on Saturday, Dover in their first tournament game on Saturday night against the winner of the Philo Indian Valley game. A lot of action still coming at you here on the Light 95.9 and on our sister station out of Eurexville 1540 WBTC. 3-point advantage for the Dover Tornadoes. It was, again, a 9-point lead. A couple of different occasions in the first half, but middle to late stages of that second period, New Philadelphia really stepped it up on the defensive end, forcing some Dover turnovers, and they also got some better looks on the offensive end.
Yeah, that they did, and you and I mentioned, we were starting to talk about it during the halftime break there, that I'm sure that's what Coach Tiltidic was emphasizing with his little halftime speech to his players. A little bit more of the same. Keep up the intensity on the defensive end, offensively get some better looks, maybe try to get John Stevenson more involved in the offense, incorporate him in some plays here, see what they can do to get him off the schneid.
Ball goes out of bounds, knocked away by the Tornadoes. Player rewarded for the effort in the first half is Jordan DiMatteo as he gets the start of the second half. Stevenson left elbow jumper blocked by Monaco. Saved by Drapcho. Stolen back by Cody Cox.
Wow.
Philadelphia ball. Right wing. Cox down the lane. Backs it out on the side. And gives it to DiMatteo. DiMatteo in the paint. Knocked away by Monaco. He'll bring it the other way. 1-on-2 into the lane. And fouled is Monaco. It's going to be on DiMatteo. Monaco will shoot a pair.
Is it safe to say these two teams do not like each other?
Seems to be the case. Wow. It's been the case for a lot of years.
Yeah.
At the free throw line, Anthony Monaco. Monaco puts the shot up and in.
Calm, cool, and collected.
19-15. Again. Monaco puts it up. Puts it in, hits the pair, stays perfect at the line tonight. And the New Philadelphia Quakers, trailing by 5 points, bring it up the floor. Logan Kimball on the left wing. Throws a pass that's tipped away by Monaco. Goes out of bounds.
Well, he hit somebody in a suit there who just came over and sat down on the bench with the Quakers. But he was wide open, by the way.
New Philadelphia from the sideline. Stevenson gets it into DiMatteo on the left wing. DiMatteo over in the corner to Bozzoli. Bozzoli around the screen, making a couple of them, goes into the lane, pulls up and hits Michael Bozzoli. A couple of pretty looking shots tonight.
I tell you what, he's really had some nice looks at him. That nice little 10 to 15 foot range he's going in here, just driving the lane, pulling up little jumpers. Nice.
Tyler Keith inside to Mammarella, puts it up and in. Nice left hand by Marcus Mammarella, makes it 22-17. Tornadoes back up by 5.
That's a great job right there by Mammarella using the basket to shield the defender.
Logan Kimball up top to Cody Cox on the left side to DiMatteo. DiMatteo looks into the lane area. Will put it on the floor with one bounce. Needs a teammate to throw it to and no one coming to get it. On the right side to Kimball.
That was part of the problem in the first half.
Kimball on the right side to Stevenson. Stevenson around the Kimball screen. Up top to Bozzoli. Bozzoli around the screen, puts up the perimeter shot. Short of the mark. Rebound. Mammarella will save it to Dumermuth. 5-point lead for the Tornadoes. They look to extend on this possession. Here comes Dumermuth. On the right side to Keith. Keith along the side up top to Ian Drapcho. Drapcho looks into the post. Left side to Dumermuth. Dumermuth puts it on the floor. Goes to the free throw line. Right side now to Monaco after a pass from Keith. 2 minutes off the clock in the third period. Hand off to Keith on the left wing. Nearly travels when he does that. Gives it up top. Here's Dumermuth. Puts it back iron. Out to Drapcho on an offensive rebound. Monaco left to the lane, pulls up, and hit. Can't give the Dover Tornadoes too many opportunities on the offensive end. They will take advantage, as did Monaco there. Back up to 7. Right wing. Cox. Thought about the jumper, didn't. Gives it up to DiMatteo. Left to the lane. Kimball puts it up. No good. Foul call. Monaco from behind. Good ball movement that time by the Quakers.
Nice job by the Quakers there, finding the open man as Kimball flashed into the paint. Got a nice little entry pass there.
Logan Kimball to the line, shooting a pair. The season a 67%er. He misses the first. 5:30 to go in the third period. 24-17 the count.
Definitely need to take advantage when you're at the free throw line. The clock is stopped. Chip away at the lead. Got to knock down free throws.
Next one up on the rim and in. Does split the pair. Gets a point. It's 24-18 with 5:29 to go in the third. Here comes Monaco. Gets it over to Dumermuth. Dumermuth in front of the circle, goes to the right side along the sideline, up to Monaco. Open for 3, right there. Monaco doesn't miss many open shots, and there was one of them there.
Boy, just wide open, coming off a screen. He's got a quick release.
Back up to 9. They tie their biggest lead of the game so far near the top of the arc on the right side to Kimball. Kimball up top to Cox. He'll fire the 3 and bury it the other way. 27-21. That's a big answer.
Yeah, they needed that one. Otherwise, if they come down here, if Tornadoes get a bucket and go up double digits, that could spell trouble.
Cody Cox, a good shooter when left open beyond the arc, as is Monaco. On the left sideline, Dumermuth goes toward the baseline, and we're going to have a foul called off the ball. Mammarella is knocked down.
I'll tell you what, it's got to take a lot to knock down Marcus Mammarella. He's about 5'10", 5'11", but I'll bet he's a good solid 210 pounds.
So the foul on the Quakers called on Logan Kimball. His first. Denham has come back into the ball game. He replaces Kimball. DiMatteo inbounds, make it Dumermuth inbounds to Mammarella, who puts a one-hander up and in the lane.
Boy, that was a nice soft touch right there, fading away.
Cody Cox down the left elbow. Jumper goes up on the rim and in. Cody Cox, a little bit of a hot streak answer. 29-23, back to a 6-point deficit.
Well, I tell you what, Adam, if he can stay hot, he can help keep the Quakers in the ball game and keep it close.
Monaco, as Tornadoes look to answer right back. Right side of the lane. Monaco, tough shot. Up and in. Monaco, big hit. Right side of the lane.
It's like watching an NBA game. Everyone else is going to stand around and let the two go one-on-one.
No doubt. 4 minutes to go, third period, near the top of the arc. Cody Cox. Gives it on the right side to Denham. Skip pass, left side. Here's Stevenson. Stevenson, a couple of dribbles toward the top of the arc. Looks into the post. Over to Denham. Right side to DiMatteo. DiMatteo looks inside. Still looking. Gives to Stevenson. Good position. First time tonight, and he hits it. First time all night long that John Stevenson has had good post position, and it made a difference.
John's got to really work hard to get that position, just like you mentioned. If he can get down low in the block like that and get position like that, he could get a few more baskets.
Monaco a 3. Good! Monaco again is lighting it up in the third quarter.
He's definitely making up for his lack of point production in the second period, Adam.
3:20 to go in the third. 34-25. Quaker ball. Cox around the screen. Three in the air. Answers right back. It's a three-point shootout from New Philadelphia. Quakers call it 30. 6-point ball game. 34-28. 3:11 to go in the third, and the offenses are lighting it up.
I tell you what, this is exciting basketball right now. But I got to tell you, the Quakers can't afford to keep trading baskets. They need to get a stop once in a while. They got to get a hand in the face or a body up on Anthony Monaco, because right now he's just completely going off.
And Bob Von Kennel in the Dover huddle is saying the same thing. We can't just keep trading baskets. We're eventually going to miss, so we need to stop them now and get a lead back.
Well, exactly, and this is not typical Dover defense. Normally they're up in your face. Quakers actually have done a pretty good job. Cody Cox has recognized that they backed off a little bit, and he's using his teammates fairly well when he go around a screen, use them, and step back and knock it down. So far, he's got a hot hand. You might as well stay with him. Tornadoes, obviously, Anthony Monaco is just scorching the net. You know he's going to come down and look for a shot. He may not even look to pass.
And Cody Cox, same can be said for him, lighting it up with the Quaker end. 3:07 to go in the third. 34-28 the count. Zoomermuth into the forecourt. Over to Drapshow. Zoomermuth into the post. Mammarella, good position. Up and a left-hander's good again. 36-28. Second time he's used that left-hander inside on Stevenson.
Well, there's no help from the other side, so he goes to the reverse layup.
Cox a step back three, no good. Rebound Stevenson for the Quakers. Right of the lane. Stevenson up and under. Blocked by Zoomermuth. Zoomermuth will get the rebound, take it away, as here come the Tornadoes. Monaco crosses over, right wing, backs it out. Monaco along the sideline. He just wants to heave it up there again. It's time for a heat check. 2:30 and counting. Over to Zoomermuth. He might get it off the ball. Top of the arc. On the left side to Zahner, who had a nice basket in the first half of play. Back out to Monaco, behind the back dribble, right side of the lane, pulls up for a two on the rim, no good. Rebound Stevenson.
Wow, he missed.
36-28. 2:11 to go in the third. David Lawrence into the game for the Quakers. Left wing, spin move. Knocked away. Monaco with the steal. Down the floor, Zahner. Good find from his backside. Zahner drives and scores. 10-point lead just like that. 38-28 for the Tornadoes. Quakers, this is a dangerous point again for them.
This is definitely the danger zone. Quakers need an answer.
In front of the circles, Lawrence. Lawrence over to Cox. Left elbow. Cox spins left to the lane. Gets it out to Bozzoli. Bozzoli puts it on the floor. Into the paint. Steps through. Up. In. Bozzoli. He got Drapshow off his feet with an up fake, then stepped back the other way and knocked it in.
I'm really impressed with Michael Bozzoli's game, Adam. He looks really good from 15 in.
38-30 the count. A minute 25 to go in the third. Could be an unforced turnover. No, Zoomermuth will run it down near the timeline. Bozzoli out on him, close to the timeline. And now Zoomermuth and the Tornadoes set up the offense. It's a play call from Coach Bob Von Kennel right beside him. Minute 14 to go in the third.
Who are you kidding? Play call? Give it to Anthony. Let him shoot it.
On the left side, Zahner. Zahner on the wing. As Denham is fronting, actually denying Monaco the ball and stolen away by Cox. Cox down the floor. Right of the lane. Drives. Missed the shot. Tipped up and in by Zach Denham. 38-32, and it's again a 6-point ball game as the Quakers are not giving up tonight. They got down by 9 the other night, and it was all over against Carrollton. Tonight, different story.
Different story, different team, too. They see that red and gray over there, and you know that's something special.
40 seconds to go in the third. Zahner around the screen. Goes to the free throw line, off to Drapshow. Drapshow watching for Monaco. Denham trying to deny him as much as possible. He still got it, though. Drapshow, right corner. Toward the baseline. Drapshow against Lawrence. 25 seconds to go in the third. Drapshow holding on to it a long time. Close to a 5, but they reset the count. Over to Zoomermuth. Zoomermuth holding it toward the timeline. 15 seconds to go in the third. Tornadoes will look for the final shot. Most likely an opportunity for Monaco if he can get the ball. Zoomermuth right in the lane. Fumbles it out of bounds, and it's going to be the Quakers to take it to the other end. 38-32.
An opportunity for the Quakers here to cut it to 4, possibly 3, which was the halftime deficit.
38-32. Quakers letting the ball roll towards the timeline. 7 seconds. Cody Cox around the screen. Gets Zoomermuth off his feet. A Barrett 3 goes up. On the rim, no good. Rebound Monaco. We played 3. at New Philadelphia High School. We've still got a ball game. The Tornadoes 38, the Quakers 32 on the light. 95.9 WNPQ. Final period set to begin at New Philadelphia High School. The Quakers trailing the Tornadoes 38-32 in this rival matchup to end the season, the regular season for Dover. New Philadelphia looking for just their 9th win. The Tornadoes looking for their 18th victory. And Dover starts with a basketball after a shootout in the third period between Cody Cox and Anthony Monaco, who will step up in the final stanza.
Well, you know both of those players are feeling it right now. They want the basketball in their hands.
Zahner on the right side, out to Monaco in front of the circle. On the left side to Dumermuth. Dumermuth looks toward the top of the arc. Zahner, right side to Monaco. Denham there on him defensively. Monaco around a couple of screens, brings it middle of the floor, 7:30 and counting. Monaco steps inside the arc, goes into the lane, forces one up, back iron. Somehow he draws iron and a foul and goes to the line for two. Not an easy look, but he does get it to the hoop.
Oh, yeah, he does. That's the 4th foul on Zach Denham. You know, Zach really wants he wanted that task of the job of guarding Monaco.
Up, in. Free throw good for Monaco. Denham will sit. Pizzoli and Stevenson in. And Denham as well as Barrett take a seat. 7:29 to go in the ball game. 7-point Tornado lead. They look to make it 8. Monaco perfect at the line tonight. On his way with the second. Good again.
I don't
think he even touched the rim.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I don't think he touched the rim at all on any of his free throws.
Cody Cox for the Quakers into the forecourt. Cox near the top of the arc, right side to Lawrence. Lawrence on the floor with a bounce. Right-handed dribble towards the sideline. Monaco there defensively. Over on the right side to Stevenson. Stevenson against Dumermuth. Takes it to the free throw line. Gets it over to Pizzoli. Left corner to Lawrence. Goes baseline. Tries to get it into the post. It's kicked away by the Tornadoes. The Quakers will get it in again. Again, Stevenson catching the ball on the right wing. You would think they would want him to catch it right side of the lane or somewhere in the post where he can make a move.
Right, yeah. I tell you what, Jordan DeMatteo was working hard to try to get open. At one point he was open, but whoever had the ball at that point didn't recognize him.
Stevenson goes left to the lane, up and in with the shot on the inbound play, and the Quakers are back to within 6 at 40-34.
That seems to be the magic number right there. They can't get any closer than 6 at this point.
6:50 to play in the ball game. Left side, Dumermuth. Dumermuth up top to Zahner. Zahner looks into the post. Monaco has it knocked away by Lawrence, who picked up the foul.
That'll be his 3rd.
On the Quakers, their 4th.
Incidentally, both Von Kennels tonight have their jackets off.
It's a little warm. Gymnasium always a little bit warm. Inbounding will be Dumermuth. Dumermuth inbounds into the right corner. Monaco on the wing. Monaco trying to get himself some position against Lawrence, who's much shorter. Puts a shot up and in.
Wow.
That's a tough matchup for Lawrence, who gives up about 4 or 5 inches to Monaco.
Every time you think he turns around to force one, it just goes, he finds a way to get him to drop.
42-34 the count. 6:20 to go in the ball game. Cody Cox, top of the arc, around some screens toward the left wing. Cody Cox up top to Lawrence. Lawrence right side to Stevenson. Stevenson up top to Pizzoli. DeMatteo in the lane, posting up, trying to get position. DeMatteo turns.
No.
Gets the defense off his feet, goes to the hoop.
What
that toe turned into a bird.
Wow, what a pretty move. I think he needs to turn around and pick something up, too, because he lost it.
42
you
to
know what I mean.
5:57 to go. Across the timeline, Monaco. On the right side is Dumermuth. 6-point game with 5:50 to go. Dumermuth up top to Monaco. 3-pointer while open. On the rim, no good. Rebound Stevenson with the grab. And the Quakers pull within 4 or 3 on this possession. Dover just can't pull away. Pizzoli outside the arc. Top of the arc, it's Lawrence. Lawrence, right side to Stevenson, over to Pizzoli. Right baseline jumper, up and in. Michael Pizzoli has been a huge key for the Quakers tonight.
He's played an outstanding game. He's taken quality shots, excellent looks, and he's knocking them down.
42-38, a 4-point ball game, and Coach Bob Von Kennel needs a timeout and gets one. 30-second timeout to talk it over. The coaches do have plenty of their timeouts still available for the rest of this ball game. 5:12 to go, 4-point contest. It's Bart Wigfield and Adam Mackey covering the action tonight from New Philadelphia High School. The Tornadoes and the Quakers in a pretty good rival matchup.
Well, whoa. And there's some serious action between the Quakers and the Tornadoes cheerleaders as they do their backflips. They had a little collision.
Luckily for them, it happened when they were coming down, and
right,
not while they were in midair.
Oh, that could have been disastrous.
That would have been a plane crash.
Yeah.
4-point ball game, 42-38.
Every time we get into a thought and we start expressing ourselves,
we're like, it's a half-court shot time.
Something happens and we get
a little bit
completely
ADD.
distracted.
A little bit ADD up here.
You think?
AAGD, I think.
Yeah.
Adult attention deficit disorder.
There you go.
5:08 to go in the final period. Monaco goes left side of the lane into the paint. Dishes it off to Zahner. Blocked from behind by Stevenson. Jump ball is called, and it will go towards the Quakers. At first, I thought he was calling a foul, but it was the correct call.
Absolutely. I was about ready to jump up out of my seat thinking, oh, you got to be kidding me now. We have to be unbiased, but that was a very clean block.
On the right side, Lawrence. Beyond the three-point arc, Lawrence puts it on the floor, looks into the post. Lawrence, top of the arc, Cody Cox. Over to DeMatteo on the left side. DeMatteo into Bozzoli. Turn, shoots, rim, no. Rebound, Stevenson. In the lane, puts it up, no. Another fight for it. And Dummermuth stays strong for the board. Now Coach Tedrick working the officials. Wanting a foul probably on the putback by Stevenson.
Well, you know there's contact underneath.
Stevenson had a bad angle.
He had a really bad angle.
Near the top of the arc. On the left side, Monaco. 4:20 and counting. 4-point Dover lead. Mammarella. He's been quiet for a while. Mammarella. Left side to Zahner. Zahner near the top of the arc. Here's Dummermuth. Dummermuth. On the left side to Drapcho. Drapcho up top to Monaco. Defending him is Lawrence. Monaco goes left elbow. Tries to get around him. Couldn't. Lawrence goes out on him. Monaco backs it to the timeline. We're halfway through the final period from New Philadelphia. Monaco running some clock, just hoping Lawrence will step out far enough where he can get around them.
No, and he is so quick. You got to respect that.
On the right side, Monaco. Monaco up top to Drapcho. Into the post, knocked away. It's going to be a Quaker steal. And there will be a reach-in foul on the Tornadoes. It's Drapcho or Zahner. And another unforced turnover. Well, that one was kind of forced, I guess you could say, because they went in the post with it, and the Quakers reached through a little bit to knock it away and outside to DeMatteo.
I tell you what, I couldn't help but over here. Coach Tedrick was yelling, that's another one. And I think what he's referring to is he's trying to get it in the heads of the officials that they're sending a lot of illegal screens to get Monaco open.
Here's Cox on the left side to DeMatteo. Looks into the post. Bozzoli takes it strong to the hoop. Misses the shot. Gets his own rebound. Blocked. Foul called. It's Dummermuth, and I think he agrees with the call as he claps his hands right side of the lane. He did have a good portion of the ball. I think he also got some wrist in there as well, and that's what happens when you get second and third chance opportunities like Bozzoli did. Who goes to the line. He could make this a 2-point ball game with a pair of free throws.
Tell you what, you can't say enough about the job that the 6'2 junior has done for Coach Tedrick tonight.
Front of the rim, no good for Bozzoli.
Except simply needs to knock down free throws.
Bozzoli struggling at the line this season. He was 3 for 10 going into the contest the other night. I think he went 1 for 2. Up and in with the second free throw. 42-39 the count. 3 minutes, 28 seconds to go. 3-point ball game. Tornadoes can become deliberate. They just can't turn the basketball over as they have done a lot in the final 3 periods of this ball game.
Well,
more so than they normally do.
Yeah, with a little over 3 minutes to go, you say they're going to be, that they could become deliberate.
Here's Zahner in the lane, puts it up, in and fouled. Colton Zahner, 3-point play. It was DeMatteo overplaying, looking for a steal. Then Zahner had a good angle with the basket, and then Stevenson had to help and picked up his first.
Exactly. John Stevenson had to come over from the help side, and in the process, really didn't have much else to do because Zahner had an easy lane to the basket.
At the line, Colton Zahner puts the shot up and in. Big 3-point play for Colton Zahner. He has come up huge for Dover a couple of times off the bench tonight. It's a 6-point ball game at 45-39. Cody Cox dribbles out towards the circle, 3 minutes to go in the final period. Cox around a couple of screens, goes left wing, gets Zahner on him defensively.
Tornadoes do a great job of switching on the screens.
Here's Stevenson. Stevenson on the wing, gives to DeMatteo. DeMatteo looks into the post. They keep fronting Bozzoli. Now Bozzoli has an opportunity with it, goes left to the lane, dribbles into the paint, whistle and a shoving foul called on Zahner, I think.
I believe it. He bodied him up a little bit as he was trying to make his way to the lane.
4 team fouls against the Tornadoes, 5 against the Quakers. 2:41 to go in the ball game. Mazzoli on the left wing, 6-point lead for Dover. On the left wing, Cody Cox, top of the arc, brings it all the way around to the right wing, top of the arc. Lawrence left open for the 3.
Big shot by David Lawrence right there, Adam.
45-42, back to a 3-point ball game.
And that was all due in part to Cody Cox having a hot hand in the third quarter. They double-teamed him, left Lawrence wide open.
On the right side, Tyler Key. And a whistle. And a foul call on DiMatteo inside. It will be the Quakers' 6th as a team, as I think he knocked Zonner to the floor.
I think he pretty much tripped him. Zonner was running across the floor, and DiMatteo was trailing, and they got their feet tangled up. Jordan, of course, didn't like the call, but it's
right side of the lane, Mammarella into the paint. Oh, blocked by DiMatteo. That's a tough call on the Quakers, but Mammarella, his aggressiveness draws the foul.
Now, you know, a lot of players will give you that look immediately of surprise that they can't believe that the foul is called.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan did give us that look.
And he always does. But
right.
That time, I think he actually had a valid point.
That's the point I was getting to.
At the line is Mammarella. Shooting 2. First one up. And in. Mammarella at the free throw line. 62%er. 4 personal fouls on DiMatteo now. He goes to the sideline. A great effort tonight by Jordan DiMatteo. I think that's probably his best game of the season.
Yeah, he played really well. Mammarella has really improved a lot in the free throw. We always thought that was his Achilles heel, but he's looked so much better from the free throw line.
And as you say that, he misses, but guess what? The Tornadoes get it back as Stevenson and Mazzoli fight for the board.
2 white jerseys around the basketball, and they both knock it out of bounds.
Silver.
Very frustrating.
And they take advantage. They inbound to Mammarella. Mammarella, right side of the lane, spins right of the paint, tries a shot, puts it up with a left hand and in. Mammarella with the left-hander. 48-42, 6-point ball game again. Here's Cox, top of the arc, down the lane, pulls up for the shot, hit. Cody Cox with a shot is 48-44.
You gotta love this action.
Minute 42 to go in the ball game. Monaco across the timeline. Monaco against Lawrence, gives it off to Zonner. Zonner on the sideline. 4-point ball game, minute 30 and counting. How long do you wait before you foul? If it's in their hands of the right person.
Right, exactly.
Monaco goes left side of the lane, into the paint, puts it up. No good. Rebound Zonner, up and in. Zonner with the rebound and put back. 6-point lead for the Tornadoes, 50-44. Here comes Cody Cox, left wing, spins, left of the lane. Cox backs it out, top of the arc. Here's Kimball, thought about the 3 but didn't. Lawrence, right side Stevenson, minute 7 and counting. Stevenson goes right of the lane, and a foul call on, I believe it's Dumermuth.
I believe you're correct, sir.
And Dumermuth with the foul call will be the 5th on the Tornadoes. Nice. Monaco comes off to the sideline in some pain, has maybe rolled an ankle. Now they're going to say maybe some cramps. He's worked hard tonight to get open, and part of that is maybe wearing him out a little too much.
Yeah.
Minute 4 to go. DiMatteo's in.
Yeah, with a minute to go, he has 4 fouls. You might as well leave him in.
Logan Kimball comes out. Kimball just a little lack of confidence on the 3-point shot, or he'd have fired that last one up when he was open.
Yeah, he was wide open, simply passed up on it. At this stage of the game, you can't be shy.
Coach Phil Tendrick livid right now because they're waiting.
What they're doing is they're stalling, and they're giving Anthony Monaco a chance to get rid of the cramps and get some water in him. Coach Tendrick is fired up. I don't blame him.
Is there something I don't understand why they would wait so long?
And I tell you what, Matt Monkettle did a good job, too, of milking it a little bit longer.
They were waiting, obviously, because he was laying on the sideline.
Perhaps that's what it was.
Dover plays that well. I mean,
yeah,
they've been around.
They do.
Coach Bob Von Kittle and Mike Gunther and even Matt have been around a long time.
Certainly.
In the lane, Stevenson has it knocked away. Still fighting. Tyler Keith out of bounds. Hold on Stevenson. As we had all kinds of tumbling action going on as Tyler Keith and Marcus Mammarella were rolling across the floor.
Now, expect nothing less from a Dover New Philadelphia basketball game.
It's been an entertaining one tonight. Well played by both teams. Tornadoes have had more turnovers than would be expected, but again, that's because of the Quaker defense. Minute 1 to go in the game. 6-point contest. Keith at the line, shoots and hits the first of 2 free throws. Tyler Keith, 68%er before that talk.
Tornadoes have come up big from the free throw line tonight. I believe they've only missed 2.
Second free throw up and in for Tyler Keith. It's 52-44. Minutes to go in the final period. Cody Cox brings it across. 57 seconds. Cox thought about the 3, gives it up to Lawrence. Lawrence into the post, Bizzoli. Turns right of the lane. Good move, Michael Bizzoli. Puts it in. Timeout, Quakers. It's a 6-point ball game. Bizzoli showing what he might be capable of in future games for the Quakers going into next season as well.
Well, Coach Chidrick is definitely, he's got to be pleased with what he's seen out of Michael Bizzoli tonight. He's played a tremendous game. And like you said, he's only a junior. Good thing for Coach Chidrick and the Quaker fans is that he'll be back for his senior season.
49 seconds to go in the ball game. 6-point lead for the Dover Tornadoes. They basically have to take care of the ball and hit free throws, and it's over.
Yeah, that's what it's going to boil down
to. For
New
Philadelphia, you almost want to put 2 people on Monaco before they inbound.
Hey, well, he is so quick. You have to do that.
Go ahead, even quickness. It's almost shiftiness more than anything.
Okay, take
but he's fairly quick as well.
Okay, thank you.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, but you're right though. You're going to have to double team him. You don't want the ball in his hands. He's almost automatic from the free throw line. I would say at this point, make someone else knock something down. Drapcho perhaps. Bonner. Even Mammarella.
You know Monaco will put him in.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they could look at it as he's due to miss because he has hit everything tonight, but that's not the case. He has had a solid ball game from the, especially third quarter on.
Oh, yeah.
Inbound down the floor. Mammarella wide open to the other end. Lays it up. How about that for the Tornadoes? Maybe the Quakers were worried a little too much about Monaco, and Mammarella got wide open at the other end.
Oh, yeah.
Well-worked play by Dover. Long 3 for Cody Cox. Good again.
Wow.
Cody Cox. Unbelievable game for the Quakers tonight. It's a 5-point contest at 54-49. This time a full timeout here on the Light. 95.9 WNPQ. Monaco gets the inbound pass. 5-point ball game. He's fouled at the timeline as they tried to trap him. And 28 seconds to go in the ball game. Monaco goes to the line for a 1-and-1.
Well, I think the Quakers were leery of that long pass that the Tornadoes just completed in the previous time inbounding. They completely forgot about the best player on the floor.
Monaco at the stripe, puts it up, puts it in. Again, not touching the rim on any of his free throws tonight. And he will try it again. Demetio back in for the Quakers, replacing Logan Kimball, who's in for defense. At the line, Monaco. Drapcho will check in for one of the players here in a moment. Might be Monaco. Free throw up. No good. Rebound. And a 6-point ball game for Stevenson. Stevenson to the other end. Top of the arc. Right side to Cody Cox. Cox around the Stevenson screen. Brings it all the way to the left wing. A couple screens. Fires the 3. No. Rebound out to the Quakers. Demetio to Cody Cox. NBA 3. No. Rebound. Cody Cox gets his own. Puts it up. No. Tip. No. Rebound inside Demetio. Yes. 7 seconds to go. Timeout called. 4-point ball game. 55-51 Quakers. A lot of opportunities there.
Yeah.
To throw one in, and it just took a lot of time off the clock, which was good for the Tornadoes. Well, talking about tonight's game, Bart, you have to credit New Philadelphia for bouncing back after their game against Carrollton that was probably the low point of the season to what they've done tonight, and that's give the Dover Tornadoes a solid basketball team a challenge.
Yeah, I think they've earned Dover. I think now has gotten a little more respect for Philly. They may have come into tonight's game thinking, okay, the Quakers just got trounced by Carrollton. They're probably feeling really down. Let's just kick them while they're down and really put it to them. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Give the Quakers a lot of credit. As you mentioned, they've done a tremendous job of not giving up at any stage of this ball game. They've been battling tooth and nail from start to finish.
And you know, Coach Phil Tedrick over on the Quaker sidelines thinking to himself, where was the shooting all season long? You know?
Exactly. Yeah. They played a really good ball game. First quarter was a little shaky, but then things really picked up.
Dover inbound from the baseline, 7 seconds to go. They get it to Tyler Keith. Keith is fouled, 5.8 left, and Keith will go to the line for a double bonus foul.
Well, even if he would happen to miss both,
still a 2-possession game.
Exactly.
Unless you foul a 3-point shooter on the night, which I highly doubt that's going to happen.
Yeah, if something like that would happen, you'd see a side of Bob Montgomery that none of us have ever seen.
At the line, Tyler Keith puts it up. No good on the first. Ben Belton checks in for the Tornadoes for the first time. Ian Alexander checks in, and Alex Sawbill comes in as well.
That's good to get him in 5.8 seconds of playing time.
He wanted to get him on the floor and get some of the stars come off to an ovation as well.
Oh, especially against New Philly. That's a big thing.
Free throw up on the rim and in for Tyler Keith on the second. 5-point ball game. Quakers inbound. Cody Kopp brings it into the forecourt. Fires the long three and buries it again. And that's the ball game. The Dover Tornadoes win one tonight 56-54 over the New Philadelphia Quakers. Good ball game seen by all tonight. And a game that a lot thought might be a little lopsided towards the Tornadoes. Quakers fought back from 2 9-point deficits to really challenge Dover down the stretch, and credit the Tornadoes with holding them off as New Philadelphia saw themselves an opportunity to pick up an upset victory tonight. Back with all the numbers after you listen to this on the Light 95.9 WNPQ.